admit, I have to be honest, sometimes, you know, they call it the power of the pen. Is that what it is? You know, when somebody writes something and they want to get at you, you probably see it all the time in the paper today, you know, when a columnist. And I did make one mistake, I'll be perfectly frank. A woman come into the police station with a complaint. She had a complaint. I really kind of don't know what the complaint was. It wasn't a big complaint, but it was she had a legitimate complaint, I'll put it that way. But she came in the station house at a very, very busy time. It was right around roll call when the two shifts were kind of changing. So when it's at that particular moment, it's very busy in the station. The clerks are busy. Everyone's kind of busy doing they're handing out radios, they're giving out assignments, they're giving out keys. It's like a little bit of a, maybe for a short period of time, it's like a little pandemonium. So the woman came in and she wanted, like, you know, she was upset about something that happened to her, and she wanted to walk right up, and this is what happened to me, and I wanted to take care of it. And I guess whoever was behind the desk just said, all right, just take your time. Don't worry, I'll be with you in a minute. Like, wait a minute. One of those kind of things. She got very mad, very angry. And she kind of stormed out, and she wrote to the South End News, I believe it was, and she was kind of angry about it. That she felt that she was mistreated. She wasn't treated right as a citizen. She goes in with a legitimate complaint, and the police officers were just, basically didn't pay attention to it. Told her to wait till they're ready, or whatever it was. And I wrote a counter article to that, you know what I mean? And I kind of laid into her a little bit, you know, more or less. And someone called me up that knew the woman. And he said he wanted to talk to me. And he said, for God's sakes, what the hell are you thinking of? You know what I mean? And I felt really bad. I said, you know something, you're right. It was the wrong thing for me to do. So I called her, and I apologized to her. You know, I even invited her to lunch over to Billy's across the street from District 4. But anyway, we made the peace, you know. But that was a mistake. I kind of realized that if you have that pulpit, more or less, you know what I mean, you can't misuse it. You shouldn't. You can't do that. If you have an audience, you know what I mean, that's listening to you, you can't. You have to be careful what you do because you can't misuse it. Somebody, did you raise your hand, sir? You have a question?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, don't scratch your head because I'll call you. But anyway, that's how that's the only kind of mistake I made. But I try to be fair, you know, when I wrote the thing, you know. And I try to, you know, give my brother officers a boost when I had it. You know, if they did something really good, I'd put it in there. And I just wanted the public to know what was going on around them and around their neighborhood. And, you know, and how they can best combat it, you know. But does anybody get any questions they wanted to ask? Go ahead.
What did the scoundrels think of you? Did they read your column?
They all read it.
They did?
Probably loved it.
I used to like when I called somebody a culprit, you know, they called it a culprit. And if it was a female, I called it a culprit S. I knew that would aggravate people. I knew there were some people that would get aggravated at that. They say that's what do you call it? A chauvinistic attitude towards women. I did that. I used to like to put things in there. I got a call one time when I said homeless. I would say a homeless man was picked up for this reason, or a homeless man was picked up for that reason. And I got a call from somebody one time that was irate that I used that term. They said, don't you realize, sir, that everybody has a home. Everyone has a home. Whether it's a home, or it's the Pine Street Inn, or it's the cardboard box in an alley. It's a home. The man was right, he had a point. So I changed. I didn't say homeless. I said undomiciled. If you were living in the street in a cardboard box, you'd be undomiciled. You didn't have a conventional domicile. 4 walls, a toilet, a roof. You know, a cardboard box could be. It's your home, yes, it's your home. Temporarily. but it's still a home. So that person was correct when they corrected me about that. So I began to use that term. And I use, you know, for the ladies of the evening, I don't want to always label people as a prostitute. I would say, you know, working girl. Those are terms that the police used to use. Working girl. She's a working girl. Which is true. Working. You can't say it's not true. They are working, you know. It's a profession. The oldest one. Goes way back.
In the Bible days.
The biblical times. But, so I try to be fair that way too. Even to the working girls.
Did they ever correct you about something you've written?
Who, the working girls?
The scoundrels and the working girls and the culprits and...
No, they never did, no. No, they never really corrected me. They never really get angry at me. They used to read the article.
They wanted to see themselves in print.
Huh?
They wanted to see their names in print.
Yeah.
They liked it.
They liked it.
Sure.
I never put anybody's
popular.
name though. I never put anybody's name. One thing I never did was mention a name. I know some of the papers, like I read the West Rochester, the Rosendale newspaper and all that, they always put the person's name. Not only that, they put the person, the alleged person, criminal, they put the name and the address of the person. And then at the bottom, after you read the whole article about where they live and who they are and everything, at the bottom they say, you must remember that it's only an allegation at this point. So, in other words, so don't think that the person that they just wrote about that just beat somebody over there with a baseball bat, don't believe that he's guilty because he hasn't been to court yet. So I said, no, that you can't, I didn't do that. I would just say that a person, I would give a description of clothing or something like that, but I would never, I didn't mention anybody's name, I didn't mention any ethnicity, or color, or anything. I just mentioned what happened and that was it. That's how I wrote the article. Yes,
Was
sir.
there ever a story that you missed, that you should have covered, that you regret this day not covering?
Not really. Because I used to get all the, I used to read the, most of these reports all came from the incident reports that the officers wrote. They always wrote an incident report, and I would get, and then when I read the incident, because when the officers wrote the incident report, you got to remember when a police officer writes an incident report, that's all public information, and that's also used in court. So the policemen, they have to write the report in such a way is that the, like say a defense lawyer can't just pick it apart, you know what I mean? So they don't really elaborate, they just put down the pertinent facts of what they observed and so forth like that. But sometimes, a lot of times, the police officers would, with the incident, I'd ask them about the incident, they'd say, oh yeah, Jesus, and they'd fill me in on a lot. They'd say, oh, God, that one, wait, I tell you, what, oh. And then I'd say, oh, good, good. So I get the inside scoop from my brother and sister officers, you know, they would kind of clue me in.
Maybe I should put it this way, was there ever a story that you were prevented from writing?
No, I'll tell you the truth, they never, not once in all this time did they ever say to me, don't print it. Don't print it, don't write it, don't any other way, but I wrote it exactly the way I saw it, that's it. No one ever said it to me, truthfully, you know. At one time they thought that maybe it would cause a controversy in the community, you know, sometimes on certain incidents, but it never did. It really never did. I never had any, like, group get together and storm the offices of the South End News, you know, and put up a picket line or something. They never, did they ever do that?
Well, they weren't really stories. They were just short, very short bits, all right?
Right.
You know, paragraph, short paragraph each incident. That's all it was.